Okay, today on Lean 2 Customs, episode 2 of the Bel-Air LS swap. Trying to get the fuel system and the exhaust buttoned up on it. And yeah, so let us know what you're thinking of how we're doing down below. You can like it and subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching. Okay, trying to cut these flanges off so I can use these little pieces of pipe. I'm going to weld them into these new flanges so then I'll have a way to put my exhaust back on my car. So got this fancy bandsaw, chopping her off nice and slow. I got these universal flanges that I use, and I welded them to the pipes that came off the other manifolds. Just cut the old flanges off, welded these on. Then I added this pipe, which I'll end up cutting to make an angle in that will hook up with the headers pipe where the headers were under the car. But I got that one done. Okay, got the welder out, working on the driver's side, just trying to build a piece that'll go to the exhaust that was already on the car. And this is what I got. This is the old exhaust. That's where the collector was. Excuse the welds, it's flux core, and there's the collector that I built. Just cut the pipe at an angle and turned it around to make the angles because I don't have any way to bend pipe. But it's not quite as high as I'd want it, but that's what I ended up with. So should work out pretty good. On the passenger side exhaust, got my little collector here going into a piece of 2.5 inch pipe, getting ready to tack it to see if this is where I want it. And what I did here, just to make it a little easier to weld, is I took me an adjustable wrench, set it real thin, and put it on there on the end of that pipe and curled it out just a little bit so I could have a better place to weld. But yeah, getting ready to tack this and test fit it back on the car. Here it is under the car. If I set this up here where it needs to go, and this pipe pretty well lines up with the collector, so I'm going to keep it there, weld that up, and then I'll make a cut in here somewhere up here and angle the pipe back so it should just tuck right in that collector and I can just weld it in. And there it is, all welded up. Love flux core. Here's the weld after cleaning off the flux and whatnot. It's not a stack of dimes, but it should hold the air in, which is all it really needs to do. So, there it is. Okay, here's the passenger side. It's getting dark, so I'm running out of light, but there's where I welded it to the collector. This is a mess, but it'll work. I ended up with the wrong angle, so I had to cut it and bend it down and plug it, and I just welded it straight into the collector. But that should work for exhaust. Still running 2.5 inch all the way out the back with some Summit brand glass packs, so I don't know what it'll sound like, but it should sound pretty good. Okay, gonna get started working on the fuel system. Got myself some aluminum hardline 3/8 inch. I got me a fuel pump here, got it off eBay. It's just an inline fuel pump. And it's got the holders and an isolator. Keep it nice and quiet. So try to get that installed today. Okay, been working on the feed line. And here is the under the hood. I've got a short piece of rubber line that I just pushed up over where the quick connect would have been, because it's got a big barb. And I got it running back with a little bit of slop so the motor can turn. And I got this on the piece of aluminum line that I flared the end of, all with the high pressure hose and clamps. And then that runs down the firewall over away from the motor. And then underneath comes down. I still got to tie it down over there. But over here, these are factory clips that the brake line runs in the top of, so I just clipped it in the bottom. There's my pump, and I got it running up over the frame rail. Can't really see it. All the way up, over, back down, and then it comes out of the tank with a filter right there. And eventually I'll put a filter. I just forgot to do it, but I'll put a filter up here in the front after the pump. So that's where we're at so far. Now I just got to do the return line. Okay, got the feed line done. Got the return line running back over. And I'm running the factory 5/16 line that was on the car that came out up here for the mechanical pump. I pulled it out and curled it up, clamped it to the firewall with some rubber clamps, and I got it running, so I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of new line, and it runs underneath the car, under the back. And it comes down right there, and I got it going back into the tank. Here's the feed line that I didn't show earlier. Comes out, has a filter, and goes over and up under the frame rail. Over there. There it is. Fuel system is plumbed.